I request our esteemed speakers for the first session to please join Gurudev on stage. I request the Honorable Chairperson of the International Women's Conference, Srimati Bhanumati Narasimhan, to please come and join us on stage. I invite the Honorable Anuradha Koirala, Governor of Province Number 3 in Nepal, to please join us on stage. I invite the Honorable Anne Lene Humpland, Founder and Chairperson of the Oslo Peace Week, to please join us on stage. I invite the beautiful, the stunning, and very talented leading actor from India, Rani Mukherjee, to please join us on stage. I invite Dr. Jiko Luveni, Speaker of the Parliament of Fiji, to please join us on stage. I invite the National Congresswoman and Vice President of the Cambiemos Party of Argentina, the Honorable Susana Balbo, Chairperson of the Women's 20 Group of the G20, to join us on stage. And I invite the Honorable Chetna Gala Sinha, Founder of the Mandeshi Foundation, to please join us on stage. Bhanu Didi, can we, yes. Bhanu Didi will make the welcome address, but just before that, a few words on the 8th International Women's Conference, Life, a Mystical Journey. What is life? Life presupposes a form and a body, for the life force requires a vessel in which it inhabits itself. And what is this vessel that enables life? If we look at quantum physics says that all matter, whether it's living or non-living, is made up of atoms, and that atoms are largely space and energy. So to scale, if one were to imagine the only physical matter that there is in an atom, the nucleus, it would be the size of a peanut, and the electron field orbiting around it would be the size of a football field. So really, all matter is space and energy, or what we call Brahman. So what then is the body? And what is every object of our perception? If it is all space and energy, then we really have to look into the wonder of life. And this is what makes life a mystical journey. It's something that we will be exploring over the next 3 days. It is such a joy to introduce Bhanu Didi, Srimati Bhanumati Narasimhan, the Chairperson of the International Women's Conference. She's the younger sister of Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar, and so, you know, one just assumes that her whole life has been on the plateau of the peak along with him. And it has been, but along with that, she has encompassed so many roles, from daughter to grandmother to devotee, and is truly an inspiration to all of us. She is one of the first and most senior teachers of the art of living, has taught meditation to thousands of people, and millions will now soon manifest, and has trained 1,000 teachers of meditation. She shares Gurudev's vision for a violence-free and stress-free world, a one-world family, and it is this family that addresses her as Didi, which means our older sister. The director of the Women's Welfare and Childcare Programs of the Art of Living, she has worked for more than 30 years for positive social transformation, with a focus on education, the environment, and empowerment, for which she received, among others, the Gyan Nanda National Award. Our school programs, as you heard from Chinky, we have over 325 free schools which educate more than 58,000 students who come from marginalized backgrounds in slums, tribal areas, and rural areas. Children who are doing amazing work, receiving a holistic education. The women's empowerment programs through the Vista and Vishalakshi programs have given vocational guidance and training to more than 8,000 women, along with workshops on leadership and self-discovery and empowerment. Her recently enacted HARA program has given medical training to 160,000 youth who are creating awareness about AIDS and HIV in rural India. And she is just the perfect epitome of right brain and left brain harmony, because not only is she the amazing teacher who leads all of these programs and continues to take them to new heights, but she's also a very accomplished singer. She did her master's in Sanskrit literature, and her albums are just divine to listen to. They're in Kannada, English, Sanskrit, Hindi. She's the author of 3 books. The recent one, she was the #1 bestseller on Amazon, even before the book sold a single copy. It was sold out when it was pre-ordered. She works to revive traditional arts and sport.
From over 60 countries participating. We are very grateful to all of you who have traveled from far. Once again, welcome. See, every journey culminates in a goal. I hope these 3 days will help us move together towards a larger positive purpose, have a closer personal connect, and most of all, help us to dive deep within to find the treasures that makes life a celebration. This is looking so celebrative with so much colorful and beautiful ladies here gathered. Don't you think so? From here I can see all of you, so it's a wonderful picture. See, once there was a dance, in fact, in this opening of this beautiful hall, Vishalakshi Mandap, there was a program, there was a dance program, and after the program was, one of the elderly women came to the artist and told her, congratulated her and said, how I wish I had learned this before. Now it's too late. Maybe in my next lifetime I will do this, achieve this. She felt that she missed the bus somewhere. It was too late for her. So this was the time, when I felt that we can make a difference through spirituality. See, it's never late. In fact, I know a person who was 75-year-old woman who learned art of living and then became a teacher, and she taught to many of her friends in the village. That is the spirit. Whether, age is no bar in spirituality. Anywhere you can begin. That is the beautiful part of spirituality. It makes you realize the inner strength. And it also gives you the maturity to worry big, in fact, about the whole planet or about all the children who have not received education, how we can help them. These are the, mature, I would say, maturity which comes through spirituality. Because when we were small, me and Gurudev, we had a help in the house, and the daughter of the younger daughter, small daughter, she didn't go to school. So that parents felt that she is a girl, so she need not go to school, and for various reasons, economic reasons. So Gurudev will always say, if Banu can go to school, why not she? Perhaps that was the reason, one of the reasons that was the seed was sown. And we are working towards girl-child education. Of course, education for all is necessary, whether girl or boy, but the emphasis here is more on girl-child education. And I'm very happy that we have so many volunteers and well-wishers like all of you who have made this possible for us. So there are many instances and experiences that come to us to inspire, to take responsibility and make a change for the better, to bring more smiles. Problems and challenges are always there, but when we are in the right frame of mind, we can come together to find solutions and move ahead. Most of the time, we are looking for someone else to solve the problem, some hero, some other person. Whereas here, Gurudev, on the other hand, has inspired us all to be that, a change, be that hero or the leader. And we are so fortunate that he has graced this special occasion with his presence. And here I would like to share with you a few of my thoughts that flowed as a poetry, and that is a mystical side of this conference. Would you like to know? Is life a straight road, a clear path, predictable, practical? It's all in your hands, only seemingly. Is life a U-turn, full of uncertainty, perhaps mystical? Nothing is in your hands, only seemingly. The mind is your vehicle to take you to the moon and back, step by step, along the known, turn by turn, up and down into the unknown. Did it start at the end or does it end at the start? Come home beyond the mind into your heart. Feel connected to the stars and the seas, the birds and the bees, the flowers and the breeze, to every being that is, the smallest of the small, the biggest of them all. Find them within you. One thread that strings them all. Come home into the self. Where the waves merges into the ocean, it knows it was always a part, free from identity and notions. That is where you will know who you are. Thank you very much once again. I welcome you all.
Thank you, Didi, for your inspiring words. You are the thread that binds all of us together in this conference. And your talk, as always, was just full of grace and elegance, as you are. We'll now felicitate our esteemed speakers for the inaugural session. I invite Rashmi Paliwal, a trustee and senior teacher of the Art of Living, to felicitate the Honorable Anuradha Koirala, Her Excellency, the Governor of Province 3 of Nepal. I invite Rukmini Prabhakar, who's a driving force in the Art of Living for project implementation, to felicitate the Honorable Anne-Lene Hempland, founder chairperson of the Oslo Peace Week.
She is the wife of the state teacher. बोल रहे हैं यहाँ पे दिलराज बेबी.
I invite Pramila Rao, who's also senior faculty with the Art of Living, to please come and felicitate Rani Mukherjee, a leading actor from India. I invite Diraj Bedi, one of the members of the advisory board of the International Association for Human Values India, to felicitate Dr. Jiko Loveni, Speaker of the Parliament of Fiji. I invite Rajita Bagga, President of the World Forum for Ethics in Business, to please felicitate the Honorable Susana Balbo, National Congresswoman and Vice President of the Cambiemos Party of Argentina and Chairperson of the Women's 20 Group of the G20. I invite Bindya Judge, who is the most valuable of all in the art of living in that category, because that's the category of devotees. And I invite Bindya Judge to honor Chetna Gala Sinha, founder of the Mandeshi Foundation. I now invite Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar to lead all the dignitaries on the dais to light the inaugural lamp. And I invite our school children to chant as the lamp is being lit.
ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಕರುನಾಡ ದೀಪ ಸಿರಿನುಡಿಯ ದೀಪ ಒಲವೆತ್ತಿ ತೋರುವ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಬಹುದಿನಗಳಿಂದ ಮೈಮರವೆಯಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿರುವ ಕೊಳೆಯ ಕೊಚ್ಚೇವು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಕಂಪು ಸೂಸಲು ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಣ ಚಾಚೇವು ನಡುನಾಡೆ ಇರಲಿ ಗಡಿನಾಡೆ ಇರಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಕಳೆಯ ಕೆಚ್ಚೇವು ಮರೆತೇವು ಮರೆವ ತೆರೆದೇವು ಒಲವ ಹಿಡಿ ನೆನಪ ನರ ನರವನೆಲ್ಲ ಉರಿಗೊಳಿಸಿ ಹೊಸೆದು ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಕಲ್ಪನೆಯ ಕಣ್ಣು ಅರಿವನ ಕಸಾಲು ದೀಪಗಳ ಬೆಳಕ ಬೀರೇವು ಹಚ್ಚಿರುವ ದೀಪದಲ್ಲಿ ತಾಯ ರೂಪ ಅಚ್ಚಳಿಯದಂತೆ ತೋರೇವು ಒಡಲೊಡಲ ಕೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಗಿಳಿಗಳನ್ನು ಗಡಿನಾಡಿನಾಚೆ ತೂರೇವು ಹೊಮ್ಮಿರಲು ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಭೀತಿ ನಾಡಲವ ನೀತಿ ಹಿಡಿ ನೆನಪ ಮನೆ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ನಮ್ಮವರು ಗಳಿಸಿದ ಹೆಸರುಳಿಸಲು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದು ಗೂಡೇವು ನಮ್ಮೆದೆಯ ಮಿಡಿಯುವ ಈ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತೆಯನ್ನು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡೇವು ನಮ್ಮುಸಿರು ತೀಡುವ ಈ ನಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಂಗಲ್ಯ ಗೀತ ಹಾಡೇವು ದೊರೆತೇವು ಮರುಳ ಕಡಿದೇವು ಇರುಳ ಪಡೆದೇವು ತಿರುಳ ಹಿಡಿ ನೆನಪ ಕರುಳೆಂಬ ಕುಡಿಗೆ ಮಿಂಚನ್ನೆ ಮುಡಿಸಿ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚೇವು ಕನ್ನಡದ ದೀಪ.
In cultures the world over, light and fire are considered to be auspicious and positive energies, and by lighting the lamp, we symbolically spread the light of knowledge. A lit lamp, by its continuing presence of light, ensures success. In India particularly, the lighting of the lamp at the commencement of any important occasion is believed to spread divine grace, which we already have with us. Spread it far and wide. I now request Srimati Srividya Vachaswi to take us through the Vishalakshi Awards ceremony function. Srividya is an accomplished artist, dancer, and choreographer, and for those of us who saw the spectacle of the World Culture Festival, she was responsible for, the dance where people from 28 countries who had never performed before, together came on a 7-acre stage and danced seamlessly with intermingling movements. She's an avid meditator, has taught meditation to thousands of youth around the world, and she heads the apparel and export division of Shri Shri Tattva. She's also the daughter-in-law of Bhanu Didi, and let's welcome her to stage with a round of applause.
The Vishalakshi Awards, an ode to women who make a difference. Instituted in the memory of Gurudev, Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji's mother, the Vishalakshi Award is a tribute to the exemplary contribution of women across different spheres. This award does not only recognize the effort of a person, but also the principles of human values such as love, compassion, selfless service, a sense of duty, and belonging that the awardee embodies. The Vishalakshi Awards have been presented to deserving women from the first International Women's Conference held in 2005, and 84 women have been bestowed with the honor so far. Dr. Asha Naik. Dr. Asha Naik is currently the Medical Superintendent of Narayana Hridayalaya. She joined Dr. Devi Shetty as Superintendent in 2000 and has worked closely with him on various schemes, especially the Yashaswini scheme, which provides cost-effective medical facilities to farmers and informal workers in the lower middle income and middle income groups. We thank you for making the common man accessible to world-class cardiac care. May I request Gurudev to please honor Dr. Asha Naik with the Vishalakshi Award 2018.
She'll say a few words. I'll hold the mic.
This is my first public speech, and because I'm standing next to him, I have a grace and strength. He is helping everybody to evolve and self-realization. There is no other work, great work than this. And I'm blessed, thankful, and all should not lose this opportunity and carry on his path. Thank you.
Thank you, Asha ji. Ms. Chetana Gala Sinha, an economist, farmer, and activist, Ms. Sinha works for social change in some of the poorest and most drought-stricken areas of rural India. She has worked with people's movements since the early 1980s, as we heard before, with the Mandeshi Foundation in Mhaswar to empower rural women. She set up the first bank for and by rural women, which was formed in 1997. To date, the Mandeshi has supported over 300,000 women and plans to reach 1 million women entrepreneurs by 2022. Thank you for inspiring us and showing us what it takes to work at the root level. We are indeed moved by this unshakable commitment. Ms. Chetna Galas-Sinha. May I request Gurudev to please honor Ms. Gila.
This was surprise to me, and as the theme is mystical journey, actually I never thought that I will go to the villages. I'm born and raised in Mumbai. I will share my experiences later, but I never thought that I'll start the bank, women's bank, and work on water. So, I mean, my mystical journey actually I feel has started today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chetna ji. Ms. Anupama Hoskere, a passionate puppeteer and the founder of the organization Dhatu, which has been relentlessly working to revive the traditional form of puppetry, an ancient form of storytelling. She's been actively practicing, organizing puppetry classes and bringing together world-renowned puppeteers through unique festivals in Bangalore. You, along with the art form of puppetry, have made storytelling look so engaging and effortless. We salute you for bringing this live art form back to life. Ms. Anupama Hoskere, Vishalakshi Award 2018.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Jai Shri Gurudev. I'm just overwhelmed. Mera Bharat Mahan. Namaste.
Thank you, Anupama ji. Ms. Shaikha Al-Shaiba. Ms. Shaiba shares a personal story of hope and inspiration, overcoming personal, physical challenges and succeeding on a global platform is a powerful tale of responsibility, commitment, and faith. Ordinary people do extraordinary things. Thank you for reminding us that hope is indeed relying on beliefs and taking action. Ms. Shaikha Al-Shaiba, I invite you to the stage, please. Let's have a round of applause. She's such an inspiration to humanity in general.
Thank you very much. It's an honor for me to be here. And I would love to share my story tomorrow with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaikha. Dr. Padma Subramaniam. Dr. Padma Subramaniam is an Indian classical Bharatanatyam dancer, a research scholar, choreographer, music composer, a musician, a school teacher, and an author. She has received several awards and honors to her credit, including the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan in India, and the Fukuoka Asia Culture Prize from Japan for her contribution to development and harmony in Asia. With so many hats that you wear in the magical form of Nritya, we take a lot of pride in honoring you with the Vishalakshi Award 2018. Dr. Padma Subramaniam, ladies and gentlemen.
Guruji. I think you should keep that up. It's one of the proudest moments in my life. Guruji has shown to the world that fine arts is part of spirituality. And he has brought thousands of dancers and musicians together. You want me to do it? Should I? Should I repeat the mudra? Swamiji, thank you so much. I feel blessed.
Thank you, Saroja. Thank you, Dr. Padma Subramaniam.
Supercharged tickets.
Dr. B. Saroja Devi. Dr. B. Saroja Devi is one of the most successful female leads in the history of Indian cinema and has acted in over 200 films in Tamil, Kannada, Telugu and Hindi. She has received both the Padma Shri and the Padma Bhushan civilian awards of the country and has won several accolades both within the country and abroad. An actor par excellence, you have helped us understand what it takes to pursue an art with such dedication and consistency. Dr. B. Saroja Devi. Ladies and gentlemen.
ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಗುರೂಜಿಯವರ ಪಾದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಿಸಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಹಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಬಹುಮಾನ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಅವರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದದಿಂದ, ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಸಹಕಾರದಿಂದ. ನಾನಿಷ್ಟು ಹೆಸರು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಭಗವಂತನ ದಯ. ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಗುರುಜಿಯವರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
Thank you, Saroja ji. Miss Anuradha Paudwal. Miss Anuradha Paudwal is a well-known Bollywood singer who has been awarded India's 4th highest civilian award, the Padma Shri, by the Government of India in 2017. She has been nominated and has won several of the popular awards, including the Filmfare Award for Best Female Playback Singer several times, including State Awards and Mother Teresa Award for Lifetime Achievement. We are grateful to you for filling our hearts and soul with such timeless melodies. Miss Anuradha Paudwal, ladies and gentlemen. Vishalakshi Award for 2018.
Pranam Gurudev. It's such an honor to be here amidst so many dignitaries. Needless to say, one feels tongue-tied in your presence. But it is a great privilege to be with none other than Didi, who is the epitome of what real womanhood should be. There's so much to learn from you. I seek your blessings. Never did I know that when I was singing in Bollywood that my destiny or my journey would be all about spiritualism, and life has just made sure that I do a lot of devotionals. I seek your blessings for the same. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anuradha ji. Miss Sunita Gupta. Miss Sunita Gupta is an independent director on the board of Kent RO Systems Limited and SS Engineering. She has founded the Kadam Foundation, a one-of-a-kind NGO which employs needy women to make sanitary pads from environment-friendly raw material to be distributed free in the tribal areas. She's known as the Pad Woman of India. A round of applause to Miss Sunita Gupta.
मैं पकड़ता हूँ माइक।
आप गुरुजी, मैं तो इतना ही बोलूँगी कि मैंने आपसे ही सीखा है कि दूसरों की सेवा करने से जो खुशी मिलती है वो अलग तरह की खुशी होती है और उत्साह महसूस होता है। इसी उत्साह के साथ मैं हमेशा के लिए सेवा करना चाहती हूँ। जय गुरुदेव।
Thank you, Sunita ji. Miss Sunita Suri. Ms. Sunita Suri has been the Executive Director of the Park Hyatt Goa Resort and Spa for the last 10 years. She is the wife of late Sri Arun Suri, the first Apex member of Delhi and North India. It is amazing to see how you have led a class hospitality outfit with your sharp business and acumen and novel ideas. Ms. Sunita Suri for the Vishalakshi Award 2018.
थैंक यू गुरु जी, आपकी ब्लेसिंग से जो मैं हूँ आज, आपकी ब्लेसिंग से हूँ, इसके बिना कुछ भी नहीं.
Ms. Amla Ruia. Ms. Amla Ruia is known for her work in water harvesting. She is the founder of the Akar Charitable Trust, an organization that partners with villages to build check dams that provide water security. In 2011, she was awarded a Lakshmipat Singhania IIM Lucknow National Leadership Award in the category of community service and social upliftment. Amla Ruia for the 2018 Vishalakshi Awards.
अब तुमको तो पोएम ही सुनाना पड़ेगा.
क्या सुनाओगे?
She writes lots of poems. जितना ancient scriptures and all the scriptures, she quickly, all my talks, she has made it into poems.
ये सब गुरुदेव की इंस्पिरेशन से हुआ है, और मैं तो ये कह रही हूँ कि आज जो मैं यहाँ पर आपके बीच में खड़ी हूँ और गुरुदेव और भानु दीदी के द्वारा ये सम्मान मिल रहा है, तो लगता है कि मेरी टीम को बहुत बड़ी ब्लेसिंग मिली है, और चाहती हूँ कि मैं आगे चल करके बहुत सा काम बढ़ा सकूँ आपकी ब्लेसिंग से. मैं 2 शब्द सुना देती हूँ. गुरुदेव को अष्टावक्र गीता बहुत पसंद है, तो उसी के बोलती हूँ. जो मोक्ष को है चाहता, विषयों को विश्वत त्याग तू, आर्जव क्षमा दया तोष सत, पी सुधा दिन रात तू. पृथ्वी नहीं, जल भी नहीं, नहीं अग्नि तू, नहीं है पवन, आकाश भी तू है नहीं, बस एक है चैतन्य घन, बस एक है चैतन्य घन.
Thank you, Amla ji, that was beautiful. The next award goes to a couple and an exception to our list of women awardees, Dr. Hema Hari and D.K. Hari. They have founded the Bharat Gyan under the aegis of the Art of Living, a civilizational study initiative to compile and present the knowledge as well as the ethos of India. I request Rupa Mudgil, the IGP of Karnataka, to join Gurudev as he honors our awardees. Dr. Hema Hari and D.K. Hari. Rupa ji, would you please also join in awarding them? Please join us. Rupa ji has also been awarded with the President's Award and is the IGP of Karnataka. She's just joined us for the ceremony.
Jai Gurudev. What can be more valuable and more encompassing than just these 2 words? We are really blessed to be under the guidance, encouragement, and in the platform that Gurudev has offered. Thank you, Gurudev, so much.
Ms. Suvina Shunglu. Ms. Shunglu has an administrative experience of 12 years along with 15 years of teaching experience in Kolkata. As a founder principal of SSA, she has been involved in the planning since its inception in 2009. The mind of an administrator and the heart of a teacher. You are a light of inspiration for modern day teachers. Suvinya ji, we request you to grace the Ms. Suvina Shunglu, Vishalakshi Award 2018.
Good morning to everybody here. I think it was about 35 years ago, I was 35 years old when I did the happiness program and my life changed. I just say one thing, that I don't dream anymore at night because I see my dreams coming to life during the day. I'm an ordinary school teacher, mother, and I don't know what magic has happened that I'm standing in front of you today. I just want that I should be a channel of your peace. I should spread this peace and compassion through the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Suvina ji. Ms. Deepa Dave. Ms. Deepa Dave is a senior full-time faculty of the Art of Living who has worked in the Northeast region for several years. We've just got news that Deepa ji is a little unwell and she will join us in the next session. Oh, she's here. She's very fit and here. Her commitment and strong will has helped her bring 68 militants from Manipur back to the mainstream.
Jai Gurudev. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Deepa ji.
She has made many terrorists drop their guns.
R. Sundari. Since 40 years, she has been portraying the sand art at different events such as the International Center for Cultural Studies events, ICCS, international conferences and gathering for elders. And now if you visit our Annapurna dining hall, she has also had a live Annapurneshwari sand art there for all of us to view. She's originally from Tamil Nadu and resides in Bengaluru. We hope that you continue to inspire us with your dedication towards arts and culture.
Thank you, Gurudev.
We now move on to the Acharya Ratnananda Awards. The Acharya Ratnananda Awards is dedicated to Gurudev's father, Sri Acharya Ratnananda. His life was dedicated to the service of humanity, especially to uplift and empower rural women. The 5th International Women's Conference saw the inception of this award, where we wanted to recognize men who have been contributing in different ways to the upliftment of women across the world. Our first award goes to Dr. P.V. Rao. Dr. P.V. Rao is a consultant at the Narayana Hridayalaya Institute of Cardiac Sciences, Bangalore. With over 200 left ventricular volume reduction surgeries to his name, He is one of the most experienced in the world in this procedure, and he strongly believes that terminal heart failure, mainly due to ischemic cardiomyopathy and left ventricular aneurysms, can be corrected by his favorite technique called DOR's procedure. You truly are an inspiration, and your commitment to improvised cardiac healthcare has been awe-striking across the world. Thank you.
Jai Gurudev. I really wondered, as a practicing cardiac surgeon, why I was suddenly called here. Now I don't know. I know the answer. I think finally Gurudev decided, I need my heart mending myself. Please come over here. I'll do the job for you. I want to share a little bit more. My favorite Carnatic music composer is Muthuswami Dikshitar. He epitomized woman by many songs. One of my favorite songs is Annapurne Vishalakshi. And here we have Guruji, Gurudev, built this magnificent hall and named after his mother, Vishalakshi. We are ever grateful. And along with the Bhanuma, I think it's a wonderful service. I think I feel proud to be here, and I understand the reality. Jai Guru.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. Sairam Iyer. Sairam Iyer has been complimented for his dual voice singing ability by music directors in the Hindi film world. He has performed in more than 1,500 venues throughout India and the world, and in several prominent music and dance festivals. Sairam Iyer has done significant charity work for earthquake victims during the tsunami. The Acharya Ratnananda Award to Sairam Iyer for his versatility, not only in voice but also in switching roles from art to social service. Ladies and gentlemen, Sairam Iyer.
Jai Gurudev. I think the tribute to womanhood is through my vocal cords. And Guruji, ninga sonna na keto aanam illaya unga kolande. Pleasantly, the original singer of this song, which I'm about to sing for you, is right in front of me, Anuradha ji. And the song conveys what is being done by all of you all. जीना उसका जीना है जो औरों को जीवन देता है. मधुबन खुशबू देता है, सागर सावन देता है, जीना उसका जीना है जो औरों को जीवन देता है. मधुबन खुशबू देता है. सूरज ना बन पाए तो बन के दीपक जलता चल. सूरज ना बन पाए तो बन के दीपक जलता चल. और मिले अंगारे
सच की राहों पे चलता चल,
सच की राहों पे चलता चल,
प्यार दिलों को देता है, जो अश्कों को दामन देता है।
जीना उसका जीना है, जो औरों को जीवन देता है।
मधुबन खुशबू देता है।
चलती है लहरा के पवन के सांस भी की चलती रहे।
चलती है लहरा के पवन के सांस भी की चलती रहे।
लोगों ने त्याग दिए जीवन की प्रीत दिलों में पलती रहे।
के प्रीत दिलों में पलती रहे।
दिल वो दिल है जो रूह को अपनी धड़कन देता है।
जीना उसका जीना है,
जो औरों को जीवन देता है।
मधुबन खुशबू देता है।
सागर सावन देता है।
मधुबन खुशबू
देता है।
Thank you, Sairam ji. Our next awardee is Commander K. Suresh. Commander K. Suresh is a multifaceted personality who has served the nation as part of the Indian Navy and has also fought 3 major wars for the country and received the Vishisht Seva Medal from the President of India. He is the chairperson of the Board of Trustees of the Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Vidya Mandir Trust. A true and inspiring Karma Yogi, Commander K. Suresh is also an advanced meditation teacher now. Acharya Ratnanand Award for 2018.
Hey Gurudev, you must have heard, all of you must have heard this. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Sri Guruve Namaha. Sakshal Ishwaran. When I've been given the task of starting schools in Kerala, I was confronted with many aspects in the beginning of the things, like finance is one part, and the government of Kerala was against private schools. I had to take the case of fighting the case in the High Court, then to the Supreme Court, and all these cases. In all these moments, what did I go through? I felt, how to go about doing it. That is where I found my divine Gurujis coming in the presence to take me out of it. Sakshal Ishwaran Bhaudi Giruvamanuguru, divine in a manifested form is our beloved Guruji. One day, I was very worried about how will I go and do certain things to buy the land. It cost so much of money, this, that, the other. I didn't know what to do. At that time, as an art living teacher, I was about to go to take my classes. I put my everything and I was about to do my prayers. As I finished my prayers,
I came and all that thing went well. He has lot of stories to tell, so in the dining hall, catch him.
he was
In the dining hall, you catch him, he'll tell you a lot of stories. Good.
Thank you.
Give a big hand to Commander Suresh.
Thank you, Commander Suresh. Thank you. Dr. Y. Lingaraju. Dr. Lingaraju is well known and a highly respected geohydrologist of India who formerly was the director of the Karnataka State Remote Sensing Application Center. He last served as the director of Geometric Center, Water Resource Development Organization in the government of Karnataka. He is currently the national director for our river rejuvenation projects of the Art of Living, which has rejuvenated over 30 rivers and is responsible for planning and monitoring these projects. It has been highly inspiring seeing you being the torch bearer for one of the most critical causes in today's era, river rejuvenation. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Lingaraju is now gracing the dais.
Work, water to so many villages.
Jai Gurudev. I was a very disappointed person while retiring because I have worked in the government more than 35 years in the field of water resources. My disappointment was what all I learned, what all I experienced could not be practiced to bring the river back to life. But because of Gurudev, his blessings and hundreds of volunteers, I have been able to do this work. Now, I am really grateful to everybody, and I had not dreamt of the award. This is a surprise for me. Thank you. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you, Dr. Lingaraju. Dr. Prabhakar Rao. Dr. Prabhakar Rao is a prominent figure in encouraging chemical-free natural farming methods based on Vedic agricultural techniques. He has had a 35-year background in sustainable agriculture and has pursued his PhD in plant breeding and genetics. He is also the trustee of Srishti Institute of Agricultural Science and Technology. Dr. Prabhakar Rao, ladies and gentlemen, our final awardee for the Acharya Ratnanand Awards 2018. Let's have a round of applause for all the awardees, please.
This is really a surprise for me. Thank you, Gurudev, for everything you have done in my life.
And now I invite Rupa ji to speak a few words. She would like to address the conference. Rupa ji is the IGP of Karnataka, as we mentioned before, and the receiver of the President's Award. Rupa ji.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sorry, I have to leave early because it's a working day today. I don't know, some of you would relate only when I would say, because I have not come in my uniform. So, people relate to me only when I say I am D. Rupa Maudgil IPS who exposed jail irregularities in Parappan Agrahara, where AIADMK Shashikala was given special facilities and all that. After that, of course, I was transferred to traffic, and now I'm promoted as IGP and I'm heading Home Guards. But taking jail thing forward, I'll just say just 2 lines. Now, you know, it's high time our jails became correctional institutions with emphasis on reform and rehabilitation. Else, prisons will become breeding grounds of more dangerous criminals who will pose a humongous problem to the society. Criminals will only go inside and come out as bigger criminals. And there, I find institutions or organizations like Art of Living have a tremendous role and potential in transforming the minds of these prisoners, because idle mind is devil's workshop. I was there in that prison stint for just 17 working days, And I visited Bengaluru jail about 3 times. Of course, when I visited, I was there from morning till evening. But whenever I visited all the 3 days, um, don't mistake me, but I would find Christian missionaries with a lot of zeal. They would come. In fact, they have set up also a school. They take care of kids of mothers who are in prisons. They take care of those kids. So I somewhere feel there is a lot of potential for organizations like Art of Living also to do and take forward, because I've heard Gurudev when I was a probationer in NPA, Gurudev was called to address us. So I'm sure message of love and faith and confidence can be taken forward in prisons more rigorously. Thank you.
Rupaji, just before you leave us, I request our chairperson, Bhanu Didi, to just honor Rupaji. Thank you so much for taking out time from your busy working schedule and joining us. Before we move on, Sunita Gupta wanted to present something to Gurudev and Bhanu Didi at the dais right now. May I request Sunita ji to please come on stage?
पूजनीय गुरुजी और आदरणीय भानु दीदी, मैं आपको अपना आभार प्रकट करती हूँ कि आपने मुझे इस सम्मान के लिए काबिल समझा और मुझे बहुत खुशी और उत्साह महसूस हो रहा है। इसी उत्साह के साथ मैं ये राशि भानु दीदी द्वारा चलाए गए अभियान गिफ्ट ए स्माइल को देना चाहूँगी। और गुरुजी, आपकी ब्लेसिंग से पहली बार मैं स्टेज पे बोलने की हिम्मत कर पा रही हूँ।
बहुत अच्छा बोल रही थी।
Thank you, Sunita ji. Before we move on and invite Kavita ji to continue with our agenda and program, I'd like to tell everybody we are already trending on number 2 on Twitter. The hashtag will be flashing on the screens. We request you to also tweet and talk about the conference across all our social media platforms, so more and more people know about this amazing conglomeration of lovely women and men across the globe. Thank you, Kavita ji.
What an amazing award ceremony that was. What amazing work is happening. I think another round of applause for just... And for the first time, we've had a vocal rendition to experience Nareshwar. The inaugural session of this conference is Intuition, Innovation, and Creativity. Intuition is a belief that we hold that is not based on any logic or any kind of conscious reasoning. In fact, very often you say that, I just have this gut feeling, and that's your intuition. And innovation is a novel idea, something new, which when it goes from thought to expression to manifestation leads to either doing something in a new way or to something that is new. And it has its root in creativity. Creativity is that energy within all of us that drives imagination and is the creative force. Today on the panel, we have a diverse and eclectic group of leaders who have led from the front and who are leaders because they have done things differently in a novel way. They have innovated using their imagination and following what they knew in their gut was right. And today, all of these, intuition, innovation, and creativity, are really the intangibles that inhabit our body, that space and that energy that we have. And today I invite you to share with us how much you have relied on these intangibles in the journey that brought you to where we are. Our first speaker for the day is Her Excellency Anuradha Koirala ji, who, as we heard, is the governor of the 3rd province of Nepal. She likes to be called Diju, which means older sister. And not only is she an older sister, but she has also set up a home which is called Maitu. And Maiti, which means my mother's house, she has rescued over 12,000 victims of the sex, 45,000. Sorry, I correct myself. She has rescued over 45,000 victims of sex trades, people who were forced into being sex workers, and what she has given them is their mother's home back, because most of them are not accepted back by their families. She's a former teacher and dedicated social activist. And Mighty today conducts a wide range of activities, organizing awareness campaigns, community sensitization programs, besides rescue operations and apprehending traffickers, and providing legal support to victims who need it. She has received the Courage of Conscience Award from the Peace Abbey in Massachusetts, America, and also won the CNN Hero of the Year Award for 2010. And in a first, she is the only non-Indian to have received from the Government of India, the Padma Shri Award. I present to you Her Excellency Anuradha Koirala ji, and she's requested that she would like to share with us a 7-minute film on the work that she does, and then we'll limit her remarks because she said that the film speaks for itself. So just another little bit of housekeeping. We have allotted the precious and long 7 minutes to each speaker, and as is the custom in our conferences, you'll get a slight tinkle when you reach 6 minutes, and then we'll have a beautiful bell that will go at 7 minutes. Thank you.
Jai Gurudev, dignitaries in the dais, and all the esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm very, very enlightened, or I've become very more powerful to be in front of Gurudev and share my story with all the ladies here and all the gentlemen who are here also. Thank you so much for giving me this platform. I think present all of us are here because we are religious. I'm also very religious, but then I maintain myself with the partnership of God. I put in 50% of my work, and then I put God in my 50% of effort, so that I can go ahead very much together with Him. As a child, I was always inspired by my grandfather. We still have caste system in Nepal. I'm from Nepal. And my grandfather, or my Maika, where I was born, is a caste where they take everything, meat, wine, everything, yeah? But my grandfather was not that. He did not take all these things. And then he was the Sardar of a community. So I had seen him making decision for the whole community. And they never went to the court to listen to the court, but whatever he decided was the final decision. Maybe it was polygamy, maybe it was exploitation of women, maybe it was a fight, maybe it was an alcoholic dispute, anything he would settle. He was my guru. He was the one who inspired me. And the other one was my mother. My mother, being a Nepali, my father worked in Indian Army. He was a colonel and he had lots of working people in the house. But my mother always did all her work herself. And we told her, why are you doing, especially my father, Colonel, order. Yeah, he said, sit down, don't do. They will do. But she said, no. They are paid like you to serve the nation, and you are also paid to serve the nation. So we are all equal, so we should work together. So we should not let them work. So that is why my mother always inspired me, and these two are the people who inspired me. Now let me go back to how I started, why I spiritually. After democracy in Nepal, the word trafficking of women happened 250 years ago. But nobody spoke about it because the situation in Nepal was such that you could not speak. Then democracy was established, and then people started speaking of women trafficking, exploitation of children, everything. But I was a teacher. I used to listen, I used to see the television, but I didn't know what to do, how to help. Because they were speaking in a 5-star hotel, and the problem was in the villages, and the problem was lying on the street. So I thought I should do something. So now the relation with God and my feelings and my partnership with God started. I used to visit Pashupatinath regularly. There, I found plenty of women on the street who were survivors. Please, I would love to request you one thing. Please never, never, never say victims. There are survivors on the street who were HIV/AIDS, who were victims of polygamy, who were trafficked children. They were all begging on the street. And then I think by now you know that I talk. So I was talking to all of them, and they said to me, I asked them, why don't you work? Why are you begging? How much do you earn? Because they had small children with them also. They all said no. So the bell is ringing. So then I started small shops for them, and I started this organization called Maithi. Maithi means mother's home. I started with 2 rooms and 10 girls. I gave them shops and they started it. Then, since the bell has gone, so far we are doing, we rescue, we have information. People now in Nepal do not go to the police for any reporting, because when you go to the police, a layman in the village or in the city, when you go to the police, it's an attitude of this region, I think all over the world. When a woman goes to a police and says, my daughter is lost, my daughter is missing, then she is, or the whole parents are said, oh, she must have eloped with someone. So they never file a case. So now we do awareness in the villages all throughout the country, and then now the people come to report to us. We have legal section. We have now so far, in this 25 years I've started this, we have jailed, we have sentenced people. Our law says 20 years, but we have sentenced for 90 years also. We have sentenced 1,700 traffickers to the jail who are serving 45, 90 years of imprisonment. Then we give, now how do we rescue? We rescue, our main problem is with India. I'm very sorry to say that, but this is happening for a long time. So now people come to report to us, and we have a small office in India, and that is how we do the rescue. We do the rescue and bring the girls back. We give them different trainings. We put them into education, and then we reintegrated them into society. But for me, to say in front of Guruji, Gurudev is, I feel it's an opportunity that women should be now taken from the religious leaders also. They should start about talking about gender equality. Because without gender equality, if Gurudev says something about gender equality, that is a lakir, that is, yes, we have to follow. That's what we believe. So they have to start lobbying about gender equality. And I am very, very proud, for the first time in this region, from Nepal, for Badrinath, we have a lady, Sankaracharya, who is only 25 years old. So now, through religion, gender equality is coming up. So until and unless there is gender equality, nothing is going to stop. So at the end, I would like to say, human trafficking is a shame to humanity. I would like all of you to join hands with me to make this society a trafficking-free society of women and girls. Thank you. And I think I saw medical doctors here being honored. I think there should be some kind of things to stop, like hormone injections. Children at the age of 6 are given hormone injections. They are made big, they are used. And when they come back home, they are 14, they are already HIV positive, they suffer with multiple disease. This has to be stopped, and everybody needs to join hands to stop this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your address. And I'm sorry about the bell, but I have to follow the lakir of the bell. Is the film coming on?
I would like to request all of you to close your eyes and think, if your daughter was in that position, what would you do? This is a heinous crime. Please join hands with me to end this crime. I want a society free of human trafficking. I hope I will make it happen one day. Let's join hands and make this world a trafficking-free world, a better place for children. Please try to respect the youth and do something for the youth. They are the ones who are going to build our next generation. Take your daughter as your pride. Men learn to respect women. Real men don't buy girls. With all your support, we have to end this heinous crime.
I now request the Honorable Rani Mukherjee to come and address us. She is an actor par excellence, a superstar, and a superwoman, and has received many, many awards, is doing some very good humanitarian work, and we request you to share your story with us.
Jai Gurudev. Firstly, I'm extremely honored, happy to be in the midst of such wonderful, powerful women from different walks of life. And of course, to be blessed by Gurudev today, it's absolutely a huge, huge honor. Thank you for having me here, Gurudev, and in inviting me to speak. Thank you so much. Respected Shri Ravi Shankar ji, my fellow speakers, and all my brothers and sisters here present today, thank you for the warm welcome that you all have given me. This session focuses on the finer points of leadership. But how does one learn to become a leader, a true leader, without the struggles? It's not possible. And doesn't overcome weaknesses and convert them into strengths. In any field, leadership requires abilities to sift through the mundane and outdated, stare down challenges to win over them, and focus on the progressive and positive to impact change. As an artist, as an actor, we are fortunate to leave an impact on the minds of the audiences through the stories we bring to life. As an artist, I have been fortunate to get content that has been thought-provoking and has touched the hearts of people, not just in India, but the world over. What ma'am was talking about human trafficking, I also did a film called Mardani, which deals with that subject. My next film, Hichki, however, is again one such film that speaks of turning disadvantages into advantages and one's weakness into strength. It speaks of true leadership through compassion, vision, and belief in one's goals. I strongly feel that my goal as an actor has changed. It's really not about winning the Best Actor award. It is not about setting the box office on fire. What drives me now is actually to tell stories that have potential to bring about a social change. My film also talks about the right to education, the right to educating every child in our country. I feel that education will see us give birth to thousands of new thought leaders who will do our country very proud. My film talks about a teacher who has Tourette's syndrome, a syndrome which in India very few people are aware of. Through my film, I hope to bring a change in what people think about the syndrome and they know about the syndrome, which is basically a nervous disorder. And she learns to beat this by imparting lessons that can build futures for a set of unprivileged students. When I first heard the story, I felt a strong connect with it. Not because I'm a mother today, but just as a citizen in India. It has become my duty actually, and my calling to teach my daughter Adira the right values and a suitable progressive way of thinking. As an actor on maternity leave, I was on leave for three years now, I was skeptical and nervous whether I'll be able to pull off this role. But my heart was won over by the determined and progressive message that this film gives. And Hichki is definitely going to be a proud name in the list of all my films, not because it's a good film, but because it will bring about an awareness and education in society. Innovation, again, a natural aspect of a woman's personality. Whenever we hit a roadblock, rather than getting frustrated by it, we take it on, we take the work and we work around it and solve it. Just like that, I feel innovation cannot be defined by life-changing, future-altering creations. It's actually a part of our daily life. As actors, if we don't innovate, we will definitely lose our audience. It's as simple as that. We actually learn to offer fresh, unique interpretation to each role of us, and we surprise our audience and build the anticipation. Creativity, again, is my favorite word. Basically, if we send our children to art school, music school, or dance school, it's actually a great idea. But it's also a great idea to encourage our children and youth to be curious and ask questions. Just like our tech guru, Steve Jobs. He created Apple because he asked a question that he had imagined in his head, and he made that a reality. Just like that, a leader needs to be creative, and a creative leader is the leader who will connect with his people. So being creative is very, very important for a leader. And of course, we all women here, we all know that we have the instinct of being natural leaders. And I would really, really say one thing here, since I'm here today in front of Gurudev. I've always been saddened by the word girl-child education. Because I actually feel that children should not be looked upon with their gender. A child is a child irrespective of being a girl or a boy. So I urge people to stop using the word girl education, women's rehabilitation, because we are citizens of the world, we are all one, and we all need to live in that harmony. And let's not use the phrase girl child, because I feel that in a way is an insult to our existence. So please, let's just say girl education, and let's all say child education, because I think the word child is important and not girl or boy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your address, for sharing your views on innovation, intuition, and creativity and leadership. And it's wonderful that you're taking the lead to use the silver screen to bring relevant social causes into the mind space of, large audiences that you always get. Thank you so much. Oh, absolutely. I urge everyone to see the film, because she definitely is an actor who has delved into the depths of the intangible to bring out superb performances each time. We now have a wonderful break from, well, not a break, but we have something that we celebrate. It's a book launch, a book written by Fareen Ahmed, who's been a prolific writer since she was the age of 6. She started with penning narratives in her diary and has written a biography of Bhanu Didi's. I invite Fareen Ahmed on stage for the book launch.
Jai Gurudev, everybody. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you here. My name is Fareen Ahmed, and I'm the author of The Guiding Light. And Bhanu Didi has been an inspiration. Now, I'll just tell you a very short story of how I met Bhanu Didi. So, it was the year 2014, when I had first attended the International Women's Conference, and I was interviewing Bhanu Didi because I work for a magazine, and she inspired me to such an extent that I actually went to the bookstore to get a copy of her book, but I couldn't find any biography on her. And then I wanted to do her biography. And when I was back in Bahrain, I told all my friends that I have met this lady who's basically a superhero, and she's basically my mentor, and I really want to do her book. And then I spoke to Bhanu Didi on that, and she only told me, why do you want to do a book on me? You should do a book on Gurudev. And then she said, okay, go and take his permission. So I went and I spoke to Gurudev, and I told him, Gurudev, I would like to do a book on Bhanu Didi. So what is your opinion on this? And he was like, go for it. And then he gave me a pen that read Jai Gurudev. And after that, there was no turning back. I would fly during the weekends to the ashram, and I would meet Bhanu Didi. And then now the book is officially, it's being published by HarperCollins. And I'm really grateful. And I'm really grateful to both Gurudev and Bhanu Didi for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
I now request the Honorable Anne Liene Hompland to address us. A very brief introduction. As Anne said, she doesn't operate out of the box. She has dropped the box. And her journey has come full circle here in Bangalore because the work that she has inspired, which includes the annual Oslo Urban Peace Week, which gathers urban planners, peace researchers, peace builders, technology providers, and transnational state and public actors to facilitate collaborative approaches to building cities that are sustainable and resilient and where they are in harmony with each other. That's a journey that started 23 years ago here in Bangalore. Her inspiration came from India.
Thank you. Thank you for the very kind introduction, and I'm so glad to be here. And it is a very special moment for me because it is, as you said, my journey in many ways started here in India 23 years ago when I was so lucky to be elected out of hundreds of women in Norway to a program called Understanding Across Borders. So in the part of Rotary, I was here. And I was so inspired being here, learning about your culture, but also the struggle of women I met during my stay, 5 weeks here in India, where I lived in private houses with real families to learn about the nature of their cultures, that when I got back to Norway, I was so inspired that I wanted to help, but I didn't know how. But I met this woman that was helping children that have disabilities, and she needed English books. She needed something for them to learn, to write, and to read. So I reached out to all the schools in Norway, and I collected 16,000 English books for children, and I got them shipped to India. And it was at the time in Mumbai, there was a delegation that looked at the book, and I was so happy that I did this, and suddenly I had a letter with a copy of the book in return, and saying, "We are so grateful, Anne, for your effort in collecting all these books, but unfortunately we cannot use them." And I didn't understand, and I wondered why, and they said because there is a photo of a girl in shorts, and it's difficult for us to use this as a teaching material. And I suddenly realized that there was a very important thing that I haven't considered. I haven't asked what kind of books they needed. So in that early young age, I understood how difficult it is to help. And it took me years and years to understand, well, how can I then contribute? And in 2006, the opportunity again arose where I had the possibility to create, together with the founder, Per Saksegård, an organization called the Business for Peace Foundation that are lifting up business persons to show good examples of how it's possible to do sustainable development and business, giving back to society, and also, of course, making money. The organization today is a success, and annually we give awards to business people around the world. But during that work, from 2006, one thing came to mind, that everyone visiting us and my travels around the world to meet all these business leaders, they say it's so wonderful to be back in this peace capital of Oslo. And that comment stuck in my mind. And I think it's a paradox, because yes, we are a peace capital. Yes, I work with the Nobel Peace Prize. Yes, I work with the Peace Institute for Research. But paradoxically, they do not work together, neither in Norway or the rest of the world. And you know why? Because they are all struggling for and fighting for the same funding, for the same audience, for being seen. And I said, well, this cannot go on any longer, because individually, we can never reach out strong enough to the world by ourselves. We do not have the means, we do not have the people. So I said, what if we created a neutral organization where all peace organizations can work through? So you can do that without competing with each other. And it's a good example for the Nobel Institute, for example. They need to stay completely neutral. They cannot work together with anyone. But through this organization, they say, well, then we can, because then we relate to the organization and not directly with other potential businesses and organizations. So through that work, 2015, the idea that sprang in 2006, established in 2011, started in 2015 for an annual gathering for the world focusing on peace-related initiatives. Last year, we had the challenges of urbanization. How can we not only look at technology and smart cities and green cities, but how can we create cities where it's about the people? How can we change the diversities? How can we have focus about living together despite of our differences? And as many of you, I'm sure, know, more than 70% of the population is predicted to live in cities in 2015. So what do we do if we already have so many challenges living closely together today with only 54% of citizens living in cities? We need to address this, but with the people first. We mean and we believe that people is forgotten in all the mind of technology. It is us first, and then how can technology help us to develop peaceful environments? So through that work, we are also now aiming for a world peace exhibition in Oslo in 2021. So in my work, through my intuition, through my creation, I have now taken, and this is a pre-launch, 4 months of time to travel the world, learning what I didn't learn 23 years ago here in India, asking the world, do you want to have a peace expo in Norway, Oslo, to share solution and knowledge in 2021? So anyone, I will be around the world for 4 months. If you want to invite, I would gladly come and we can discuss it further. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's being here, I'd just like to say that the art of living works with inner peace, and through the breathing technique of the Sudarshan Kriya, and we found that that is what really creates an environment of peace around us. So thank you for your remarks. I now invite Dr. Jiko Liveni, who is the first woman speaker of the Parliament of Fiji. She has experience working as a Minister for Social Welfare, Women and Poverty Alleviation, before which for 15 years she served as a program manager of the UN Population Fund. She has undertaken advisory and assignments for the WHO in health education and management of health learning materials in Malaysia, Japan, and Tanzania. I request you to address us, please.
His Holiness Sri Ravi Shankar, the founder of the Art of Living Foundation, the distinguished chairperson, Mrs. Barumati Narasimhan, chairperson of the International Women's Forum, the Art of Living of Fiji, the International Association for Human Values, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished speakers. Bula Vinaka from Fiji. At the outset, on behalf of the delegation from Fiji, as well as the Acting High Commissioner for Fiji, Mr. Nilesh Kumar, I wish to convey to the International Women's Conference and the co-hosts, the International for Human Values and the Art of Living, our deepest appreciation for the warm welcome and the very kind and generous hospitality accorded to us in this amazing institution and its amazing people. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be part of this great family. You know, there are certain events that we experience in our lives that shape our future when we consciously or unconsciously allow it to happen. When I was 13 years old, attending a boarding school for girls, my friends used to enjoy swimming in the nearby river on Sunday afternoons. The girls used to wonder why I sit on the riverbank and watch them. They didn't know that I did not know how to swim. One day, my best friend decided to surprise me by pushing me into the river. I was engulfed with fear, never before experienced. Nonetheless, intuitively, my senses told me I must not be afraid if I am to survive and try to reach the shallow part of the river on the other side. So I had to swim for my life and wildly kick the water with my arms splashing the water backwards to move my body forward. It was an experience I will never forget. Suddenly I was on the other side of the river. My legs could touch ground. I told myself, my goodness, I swam. So while the girls continued playing with excitement, I continued swimming for my life across the river. My achievement was that I learned how to swim on my own because I had confidence. Thank you. I did not allow fear to be victorious over me. That was a turning point in my life and a lesson learned that was never to be afraid to take challenges and to value yourself and your God-given ability to reach whatever goal you may aspire to achieve. Please allow me to share some of my achievements made possible, I believe, by my life-saving swimming experience. Firstly, I took the challenge of becoming the first Fijian female dentist in Fiji. At school, after a career talk to our class by a dentist, 5 of us girls contemplated taking up dentistry. So we were advised to visit a dental clinic to see exactly what working as a dentist will be like. When we saw blood oozing out of patients' mouths after extractions, the other 4 girls were okay, but I fainted. After I was revived, the nurses told me that I will get used to it, not to be afraid. That assurance was all I needed. The other 4 girls did not take up dentistry. I did. I graduated as a dentist in 1967, and I was determined to do all that the male dentists did, including driving the mobile to schools, communities, and to the health centers. It was a historical achievement for me. Secondly, in sports, in which I always wanted to be in the winning team, be it the softball, netball, volleyball, or athletics. However, I changed sport when I started playing table tennis. In 1966, I was Fiji's table tennis women's champion, and I represented Fiji in the 2nd South Pacific Games. Then I was encouraged to play golf, and I tried it. Well, I got addicted. After 4 years, I became Fiji's women champion in golf. When I won the champion of the champion tournament and represented Fiji in 2 South Pacific Games. To those of you that play golf, my lowest handicap at the time, 30 years ago, was 5. Thirdly, in 2003, when Fiji was going through the frightful experience of having to deal with the HIV epidemic, the Ministry of Health asked me to help. I accepted the challenge, although I knew little about the infection. I spent day and night reading all I could about HIV/AIDS, because the last thing I wanted to happen is if I must ask the question about HIV and AIDS and I don't know the answer. I managed to engage with a few of those living with the virus and encouraged them to come public with their status. Two of them joined me to be the face of HIV, to take the issue around Fiji, creating awareness, and to prevent its spread and discrimination against people living with the virus. I was their leader, and they trusted me because they knew I cared for them. We visited schools and communities, as well as Parliament, the Great Council of Chiefs, the faith-based organizations, and various communities throughout Fiji. I established the NGO Fiji Network for People Living with HIV and AIDS, and I trained them to secure donors and manage it themselves. Fourthly, as we know, the position of Speaker of Parliament is usually given to the most experienced parliamentarian. I stood for the general elections in 2014 and won a seat. It was an exciting time for me because at last I will become the parliamentarian for the first time, and to make real a dream. Yes, a dream I had in 1976 that I was a member of Parliament, but it was not to be. I was not sworn in as a member of Parliament because I was sworn in as the first female Speaker of the Parliament of Fiji. That was and still is the epic of my career. My message is, yes, when you allow yourself to experience physical and psychological empowerment, either through intuition or by creating innovations yourself, you gain confidence to achieve excellence in your goals, and the life becomes an interesting and successful adventure. My second message is to all of us, no matter what our age is, I'm 72, to aspire to be a leader, not to have followers only, but to also create leaders at different levels of our society, to value humanity, to be influential in making a difference, to have a resourceful and peaceful world. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your truly inspiring address, which is full of courage and the strength to do things differently and to really lead the charge for women in Fiji. It is now my honor to request the Honorable Susanna Balbo, who is National Congresswoman and Vice President of the Cambineos Party. Cambineos means let's change, a political party in Argentina. In 2017, she was appointed chairperson of the Women's 20, a working group dedicated to women's empowerment within the G20. She is a successful businesswoman and has won many awards for the work that she has done, and is considered one of the most powerful women by the British magazine Drinks Business. I invite you to please address us, Your Excellency.
Hi, Gurudev. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you to all of you to welcome me here in India. It's very inspiring for me to be here. I don't have that much to say to you, being in the middle of such important people, but I can tell you a story. Maybe it's interesting for you. In 1981, a woman graduated in Argentina, and she went to work in northern of the country because it was the only chance to have a job. She was working very hard. She got married. She became a mom of 2 kids, Jose and Ana. And in 1989, she needed to come back home because she was 1 year having get her salary in the company she was working with, because the company was in bankruptcy. Her husband was ill, and both kids were very small, and she was with a restless mind, with tossing and turning every night, trying to find what to do with her life and their family life, because she was the head of the family. Finally, she decided to come to do meditation because she was so angry with everything and was very difficult to have the peace of mind in order to get the drive of their life. Through the meditation, her intuitive was blooming and her creativeness was blooming as well. And she decided to start her first entrepreneurship program. And she failed because she was wrong with the market she picked, and also she was a victim of a scam. She lost her husband, he was ill, and then she married again, and she decided to start to serve in the field she was trained for. As the more she was serving, the most opportunity were coming in her life. She kept doing meditation and she kept blooming her intuition and creativeness, and through the creativeness, she became one of the leaders in the field she was doing in her country, changing the field she was working with. This industry was changing a lot for the country, delivering a lot of jobs for people, and she decided to start her second entrepreneurship, and she became successful in that way. As she was so many blessed in her life, she decided to give back to the society what she was blessing, and she decided to become in the country, to serve to the country, and then she was appointed to have another challenge. The new challenge is to lead women, to knock the door to the leaders, to awake them what they need to become equal rights in the world, to work for women in the world, to have them in the emerging country, to become in the same situation than men. Those emerging countries for the G20s are India, are Argentina, are Brazil, Mexico, among others, where women's rights are not equal than men's. So now these women have the duty to awake leaders what they need to do in practice and to deliver in their countries to have women having the same right. This is my humble story I share with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for sharing your thoughts with us. I now invite the Honorable Chetna Gala Sinha to share her views on leadership, intuition, innovation, and creativity. Ms. Sinha is an economist, a farmer, and an activist, and we learned about her work as she is one of the recipients of the Vishalakshi Award today and has really, really done transformational work at a ground level in a way that has empowered not just women, but the communities that they support. So without saying more, I invite her to address us.
Jai Gurudev. I'm really honored with the award, which was really a pleasant surprise for me. Honorable Dais, I was just thinking that we are sitting in the blessings of all goddesses here. And today actually I'm going to share the lessons I have learned from rural women of India. I mean, when I was sitting here, I was getting award, Gurudev, I just felt that if I close my eyes and think that actually to whom this award should go is to the women who have taught me
taught me how to live and taught me some purpose. And I'm going to share that. I'm born and raised in Mumbai. And I got into the Jayaprakash Narayan's movement in 80s as a student. And Gurudev, at that time, there was so much energy in the students, and students wanted to do something. And we get some leaders like you who give us the inspiration and motivation to go forward. And that's how my public life started. I met my husband who was in a movement, and he was from the village and he was farmer. He didn't even continue his education. He went with Jayaprakash Narayan in the Padyatras, where we met, fallen in love, married him, taught 1 year in Mumbai, economics, left Mumbai and started my life in village. That's how my journey started. It was very interesting that one day, one woman came and she said that I want to do savings and I want to open a bank account. She was poor. She was doing her business on street of sharpening the weeds. And she was staying with her family also on the street. So I said, do you have money to save? She said that in summer, we have a temperature of 47 degrees Celsius in our area. It is one of the most drought area of Western Maharashtra. So she said that I want to buy a tarpaulin sheet to cover my family, and for that I want to do savings. So I thought that if she's not asking any money from the government, so I thought, why don't she go to the bank and open the saving account? 20 years before, I'm saying, banks were not ready to open her account because she was saving 3 rupees a day. Susanna, how do I say in the cents? It is such a low amount that it is below 50 cents. So then I thought that she's not asking grant, she's not asking any money, no support. She's asking an opportunity to do savings. Why? If banks are not opening the account, why not start the bank? I just decided that. Ma'am is sitting here. I mean, so humble. And then we applied for the banking license. Guruji, with no action plan, no business plan. We just went and said that our women need savings, and we applied. Our license was rejected because majority of our women had thumb. They couldn't sign, the promoting members. So I came from Mumbai, I was crying, and I told our women that, we couldn't get the license. You know what our women said? Why are you crying? We will learn to read and write. What a big deal. And our literacy classes started. And our women started learning. After 7 months, we applied again. At that time, I didn't go alone. These women came with me to Reserve Bank. I said, I cannot go because I wasn't sure. And we went to Reserve Bank of India. I wasn't sure what our women are going to say, but I saw the confidence in them. And they said to the officer that you rejected the license because we couldn't read and write, but when we were growing, there were no schools. So we are not responsible. And they said, we cannot read and write, but we can count. Just see. And they said, they challenged the officer, tell us to calculate the principal of any interest of any principal amount. If we fail, don't issue the license. Tell your officers to do it without calculator and see who can calculate faster. These are the lessons I have learned, not from the universities, not from the Yale and Harvard, but from these women who says that those who cannot read and write, they can count. These are powerful lessons to be learned, which I have learned from rural women of India. I'm so humbled that I'm awarded today, Gurudev, but actually our women should have been awarded. But yeah, and then they didn't keep quiet. Today, we are banking with 300,000 women and we have 170 crore of business. And now, we have business school for our rural women. And they are paravets, they are learning everything. Young women, they want to make their profession, but they want to make the village also change, right? One day, one woman came and she said that she was mortgaging gold and taking loan. So I said, why are you mortgaging gold and taking loan? I thought education. She said, no, not education. I'm taking loan to buy a fodder for my animal. And then she tells me that I can buy fodder with money by mortgaging gold. Can I buy water by mortgaging gold? Because in our area in 2012, there was such a bad drought, there was no water. Then we thought, we have started a bank. Why don't we start a water bank? And we started a water bank. And Guruji, in our area, Art of Living is also working, Man Taluka, where we have constructed the lakes. Now I'll share a last story. One of the youngest girl who came to the bank, she said, I want to work in the bank to buy a bicycle and I'll work for 2 months in the vacation. I was like, why? She said, I want to go to high school and there is no vehicle, there is no transportation. So then she said, I'll work for 2 months, you provide me bicycle. I was like, great idea. So we have a bicycle program, we are providing these 2 girls to go to school. But you know what? One of the girl who got the bicycle, and now last year, she represented it in Rio in Olympics in steeplechase. See these girls. So what lessons I have learned? 3 lessons. Never provide poor solutions to poor people. Our women are running radio, bang, going in Olympics. Why? One of our women, Kerabai, her story is in HarperCollins' book, Bhanu Didi. And she has not been to the school, but she's a radio jockey. So never provide poor solutions to poor people, that is one. And second, when I was going to Davos to co-chair World Economic Forum, I was asking women that, in Davos there will be billionaires. What should I talk there? They said, they will talk about finance. What will you say? They said, tell them that our courage is not money. Our capital is not money. Our capital is our courage. So with that courage, I've shared the story. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This has not just been a very high-powered and eclectic panel, but it's really been very high value with, limitless courage and stories of what was possible when one tapped into that other dimension and was not bound by the limits of the mind. Thank you so much for your addresses. It is now an honor and privilege and always a daunting task that I love to do, which gets more and more difficult with each year, and that is to introduce Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. Gurudev, it's in the interim from when, I've introduced you somewhere, you go and do so much work that for me to even capture an essence of what it is would take more time than is allotted to any speaker. So I'm going to be very brief and just speak straight from the heart and tell you that I think most of us here know Gurudev, have experienced the wonder of his knowledge, his teachings, that magical breathing technique, the Sudarshan Kriya. For those of us who want to know more about it, I can say that really his work, his methods, what he does, how he does it, are really not the subject of words. They cannot be captured in words, but are something to be experienced. For he is the pinnacle of what exemplifies the meaning of love being a mystical journey. The founder...
And spontaneity. I'm taking the mic from you all.
Thank you, Gurudev. I was going to end there.
Okay. It was joy to hold mic. Usually I used to get someone hold the mic for me. It's such a pleasure to hold mic for all these wonderful women here today. You wonder what is spirituality to do with gender? Really nothing. Because spirituality transcends gender. What is spirituality? Is it some sort of thing that you do which is not normal, which is not natural? No. We are made up of matter and spirit. Our body made up of carbohydrates, amino acid, proteins, all that. And our spirit is made up of love, compassion, peace. All that which enhances the value of spirit is spirituality. And women need it all the more. Why? Because woman is the greatest influencer in her life. She influences the children, she influences her spouse, she influences the parents and the society. So in this sense, and woman is very gentle and soft, she needs the strength. Spirituality is that inner peace. If you don't have inner peace, you can't bring peace in the family. Woman is her best friend and worst enemy as well. All conflicts arises between two women. If families are splitting, the cause is women, as far as mostly, I won't say all the time. So women, because she's so emotional, she had to find the inner strength. If she is peaceful, she can manage all other conflict at home. But if she is disturbed and just few tears in her eyes, and that's it, it keeps everybody on their toes. Having said this, I would say women don't go and ask someone to empower you. You have all the power. In this country, from ancient time, the mythology, they have kept all the power in the goddesses. The ministry of wealth is with Lakshmi. The ministry of education, Saraswati. Ministry of defense, Durga. What is left? Nothing much is left with a man, actually. So, Devi Shakti, Devi is the main power. Woman is the main power. And in India, it's not Mr. and Mrs. It's Srimati and Sri. Mrs. first and Mr. So, women empowerment is already there. Take it for granted. Second thing is, then don't take things too seriously. Have fun. If you have fun, you can create fun all around. If you get uptight, you create such uptight atmosphere around. So humor and fun and entertainment, wisdom, all these qualities is natural to you. Art, architecture, innovation. Do you know in this country, women have created 56,000 type of foods. You go to a small province, Tripura, which is far away there, close to Bangladesh and Myanmar border. This little state, Tripura, has some 180 types of food varieties. People do not know about this. Similarly, music and dance. Without music and dance, life is so dry. And creating such an atmosphere where people talk about wisdom rather than talk about, complain against each other and creating problem to each other. Creating an atmosphere of celebration is inbuilt in women. And you have to make use of these tendencies, these trends that you have. Multicultural celebrations. You know, if the religious, if there are more women religious leaders, perhaps there won't be religious conflicts in the world today. Either there will be no conflict or there could be much worse conflict. It could be either. So you have, don't listen to somebody say that, you know, women cannot lead, religious or spiritual areas. No, gender equality, as the honorable speakers on the stage have already shared with you, gender equality to be honored in every country. We must emphasize this. And if religious leaders take up gender equality, I think it can go on very fast and very smooth. So there are places for women to take a lead. Just don't wait for someone to invite you. Jump in, like all these wonderful people who have already done this. You know, innovation and inspiration can come when we are calm, when we have inner peace. So a peaceful individual only can make peaceful families. And peaceful families can make peaceful localities, communities. And if communities are peaceful, only then nation become peaceful. So the root cause is to find the inner strength, inner peace that you can do through meditation, through yoga, through doing selfless service. You can listen to music and dance, all these. There are so many ways to find inner peace. And entertainment industry, you know, Reniki ji is here, Sharma from Northeast. They've just launched, I was just there last month to launch the Northeast channel, which connects, connectivity. Media is there to connect people. And so is all these art and science. Have a scientific temper and a heart of an artist. With this, I would now invite our Anuradha Podwalkarji, before we go to lunch, before meals we should have music, isn't it? What do you say? M&M, right? Before meals, you know, we started little late, but we are ending in time, it looks like. So we will have one beautiful bhajan. She has sung such spiritual, meaningful bhajans, by which she has brought peace to many people. So you need some harmonium or something? So with Anuradhaji's musical feast, we can go to dinner. Lunch, okay?
ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् खर्चन खोटे चोर न लूटे खर्चन खोटे चोर न लूटे दृढ़ वैराग्य जेना मन मारे वाच काच मन निश्चल राखे दृढ़ वैराग्य जेना मन मारे वैष्णव जन तो तेले कहिए पीड़ पराई जाने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेले कहिए।
Thank you so much. Thank you, Gurudev, for that beautiful, having the opportunity to hear Anuradha ji live. Just an announcement for our friends in the media. After the inaugural is over, which will be shortly, we request you to please go to the first floor for an interaction with Bhanu Didi, the chairperson of the conference. The International Women's Conference has always emphasized the importance of supporting causes for women. And we feel that there is a need to draw the attention of the authorities in India to making sure that there is no violence against women. So we have drawn out a petition, which we will be presenting to the Prime Minister. And I request Bhanu Didi to lead us in signing this petition. And I request all those who are present on the stage to please also lend their support by signing it. And we have one more Vishalakshi Award that we would like to announce.
The final Vishalakshi Award 2018 for this year goes to Miss Arundhati Bhattacharya. Miss Arundhati Bhattacharya is an Indian banker and the former chairman of the State Bank of India. She is the first woman to be the chairman of the State Bank of India. In 2016, she was listed as the 25th most powerful woman in the world by Forbes. We are truly inspired by your effortless leadership in the banking sector, and you have done it with such finesse and path-breaking strategies. I request Ms. Arundhati Bhattacharya to please grace the dais. And I request Gurudev and the dignitaries to please honor Ms. Arundhati Bhattacharya. This inaugural session is being watched through over 1 lakh locations in 100 countries at the present moment. So we are joined by lakhs of people right now in this inaugural session.
That brings us to the end of our inaugural session. I would like to thank all of our panelists for sharing their thoughts with us, for being with us today, and for giving us an insight into leadership issues and what has driven you and how you've done things. After lunch, I would like to recognize Srimati Madhu Chopra, who is present with us. She if you could just stand up, please. Ms. Srimati Chopra has a beautiful film, Pauna, which we will see the trailer of in the second session. So we can proceed to lunch. After lunch at 2:45 p.m., we will gather here again. The second session is going to be science and spirituality. Thank you so much. Jai Gurudev.